So as you may be aware, whenever I start the second part, I show you the previous part. That gives me an opportunity to correct any mistake, if any, that I realize after the fact. Now, without further ado, I'd like to get into the material. So I will change the part as we go along. So the next part will be labeled accordingly. This is going to be a long discussion on the logs, because in the process of using the peer review material and the fundamental principles of mathematics, meaning arithmetic, we are going to discover what the log is, purely based on those. So nothing will come from me. Mathematics will speak for itself, and it will be backed by peer review material. It is required in this channel. We don't pull things from thin air. And the concept of arithmetic started when you introduce the child into counting, vocalizing the words of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and teaching in that regard. And that counting was a Nazi style, was a Nazi style of teaching. It goes back to that point. In Sesotho, counting is called Hubana. So I'm going to use language interchangeably. English, Sesotho, Zulu, all those languages, black languages, as I can find them, as I have access to them. And you'll see the advantages as we go along of using your own language in understanding the concepts of mathematics. Don't be surprised when I do that. It's because I'm resetting the timer. Counting. Hubana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so forth. The comma is just there to separate numbers so that you don't read it as 123. And the 3 dots are just saying, and so on, etc., etc. 5, 6, 7, 8, and so forth. I ask a question. When you taught that, the first time you taught that, did you teach a child how to move from one number to the next? Is there a concept developed in a child as you spend time with him and her to actually cultivate the thought of how to move from one to the other? Or do you only do that in the kitchen as you teach the child how to mix certain ingredients to derive a certain thing, like food? Do you make him understand that you need to boil the water first, pour it in a pot, put some impopo milimil in order to come up with what is called bohobe, pap. What is it called in English? Or let's say rice. All the things that you do, is that how you teach your child? Or you just bring pap? That's it. That's it. So this is pap. This is porridge. Or this is meat. When you teach things, normal things, or operating a TV with a remote, do you teach a child to say, no, you just press, then voila, that program will appear? Or there are things that you teach. You teach him the connection that exists between the TV and the remote itself. As basic as you can be, the way you want to teach your child. I'm asking, how do you do that? Now, I'm here in mathematics and I'm asking the same question. When you teach children 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do you teach them how to move from one number to the next? Because if you don't do that, you are teaching the Nazi style. You are a Nazi. That's who you are. That's why you will teach 1 + 1 is 2, while being correct. So, sooner than you think, you start introducing a child to what is called dibalo. Now, the word tells you itself that it comes from hobal. The word itself, dibalo. I wish I can speak Zulu now and say, ukubala izibalo, so that you hear that B is B, which what is called arithmetic. And arithmetic is just a simple principle of using these numbers. Meaning you're going back and say, we're going to use these numbers that you are counting somehow. And the first principle that you introduce to a child is the principle of in Sesotho is called hlakanya or hlakantsha. Can be called hlakanya in Setswana or Sesotho, or Sesotho, or hlanganisa in Zulu. The words are similar somehow, which means, by the way, add. For that weight, for the very same way, as the child will understand it in her own language and in various contexts. Mathematics will bring a symbol plus, so that it can say this way, hlakantsha or hlakanya, or hlanganisa, or dibanisa in cross. That weight, exactly that weight, mathematics says. So when a Kemethi child, say it's Msotho or Mzulu, Ati, says, I'm going to hlangana with my friends. I'm going to meet my friends. He uses this word hlangana. Or I'm hlanganising, if I can break it a little bit, by putting sing, adding, ing. I am hlanganising, if I can say that, or I am hlakansi, because I had to drop certain words like ke lo hlakantsha dinomoro, ke hlakantsha ke hlakantsha dinomoro, ke hlakantsha di-number. That is the part. We are teaching how to add. The most natural thing that you can do with nature is to add all the ingredients of nature, soil with water, and just create mud. And then the father will be coming there beating the child for trying to build a house. Meaning killing the spirit of the engineer. Because you are a Nazi. You don't take advantage of saying, no, you need cement, and actually go and buy cement to make your house strong. And the concepts the child develops will never be forgotten. At this point in time, let me check. Now I can focus. My job as a teacher, my job is to develop concepts now, because the foundation is laid. And so it begins. Excuse me. That there are two ways that you can hlakantsha, you can add things. In this case, we'll be using numbers that you learned. So this was the first. This was the second. We are on the second. The third is going to come. There are two ways that you can add. You can either add things that are the same, or you can add things that are different. Those are the only two ways. So because we are using numbers, we are going to illustrate those two statements with numbers. These are numbers. Let's start with different. All these numbers are different. 1 is different from 2, it's different from 3. And we just add them. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. Added different things. That's one way. Or I can use one of those numbers. Say 3. Just picked it up from I could have said 4 or billion. And add. And come with it as many times as I want. And add. I'm adding the same thing. Adding the same thing over and over and over and over again. In Sesotho, it's called Atisa. Andesa in Zulu. The words are similar. If I say it in Sesotho, I might as well say I said it in Zulu. if I say it in verse, it's the principle of, it's an understanding that you are adding the same thing all over again. As in this example, you're adding 3. All of them you are adding. Mathematics, when it sees a word again, it comes with a symbol. And it says, I will write atisa. That's mathematics. I will write atisa this way. Hlakanya, when you see this, is this way. In English, this is what you call in English multiply. It's a word. Sometimes you say it's a times. Sometimes it's called a multiply. But Sesotho will always retain this word. When you say multiply, it says atisa. When you say times, it says atisa. When you say product, it says atisa. And the child, Kemetio child, will always use this word in his natural environment, with friends, in his natural domain, in his natural one. And this word. And in various contexts as a result, such that he will have a full conceptualization of the word. And when we come to mathematics, we say, well, we assign this symbol to your word as you understand it. And it will be representation of what you are saying as atisa. This is atisa. This is not atisa. Much as this can either be looked at as atisa, meaning one desutre, you artist. You grew. It literally means grow. Growth. Now there's more of 3. So which means when you use the word atisa, you would have said the same thing as this. The same thing as this. As this learner, Peter Oyo's learner says it. And you come with this. Meaning the same. I'm using Peter Oyo's learner. And here I must see atisa, because it's the same. So this symbol replaces this symbol. To preserve the same meaning as what you're saying here. But the meaning now is written as, what are you artising? What are you growing? I am growing 3. Yatisa 3. How many times, Hakai, you'll be asked, because you're in the context of atisa. And your answer will come out as how 4. Where does this 4 come from? It comes from counting. Let's count the number of things that we brought in. We artist. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 4. There. Here is 4. This is 4, guys. By virtue of counting. Counting only. Period. End of the lecture. Now, where is the answer here? Show me the answer. For those parents and teachers and everyone who teach Nazi style, show me the answer. Where is it? I want to see it. I won't continue until I see the answer. Serious. For the sake of the children. Because at this point in time, if you can't show me the answer, it means I must declare battle upon you with your Nazi ways of teaching. I sincerely yours. Sincerely yours. As my brother Snoop Doggy Dogg will say, sincerely yours. I must do battle. Where's the answer? Sorry, maybe I'm standing on the way of the answer. Where is it? Please point it to me. Sorry about this. This is part 1. Sorry about this. I should have done it at the beginning. I've exceeded part 1 by 5 minutes. I'm still waiting. Where's the answer? So let's go to part 2.